Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. So today let us go through some of the updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. In case you are new to this channel, my name is Ravi Sagar. I create these weekly videos covering updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. I also have one more channel called Ravi Sagar, where you can go and learn about Jira, where I talk about wonderful things that you can do with Jira. Okay, so let us start with the updates. The first update I have for you is about Atlassian Talent. Now this is a new tool, I believe, from Atlassian, and this tool will help you plan the hiring of people. This is what I can understand by looking at the post here. I believe it was in beta, now it is generally available, and there is some information about how this tool will work. Of course, when you log into any tool, any Atlassian tool these days, you will feel like you are using Jira, because they're all, of course, from Atlassian, right? So this tool, I think, can be useful, especially for big companies. If you are a small company, maybe less than 5 people, or maybe even less than 5 people, or maybe 10 people, 50 people, I think for up to 50-ish, 100-ish people, I think you don't really need a special tool. Of course, there is no harm. But if you're a growing company, or if you're already a big company, maybe 100 plus people, and you're always hiring people, you're always looking for talent, then this tool can be helpful. And to be honest, I think it can still be done in Jira, right? Because Jira, of course, you can do issue tracking, and you can treat your employees as, or potential hires as an issue, right? But if you're using a tool that was built only for hiring, then of course it will cover a lot of other use cases. I'm familiar with these tools because I work with HR teams, and occasionally they ask me, Ravi, we want to have some onboarding process kicked off whenever this person is hired, or whenever this person has joined the company, right? So you can do a lot of these things, and these tools, dedicated tools for talent management, I guess, can of course do a lot more than simply issue tracking. You can of course send an update to your potential candidates, employees. You can remind them, you can schedule meetings through these tools. I'm not really sure if Atlassian Talent can do all of that, but I will of course take a look when I have access to it. I don't really have access yet, but this tool is now available for, I guess, everyone. It says general availability, so this is good. I think this can be a great addition to Atlassian suite of applications. Right. So the second update is not really a recent update. I mean, it is recent. We all know about it, and we all were, shouting about it. So we all know that projects will be renamed to Spaces, and it took me some time. I mean, to be honest, I'm not happy, but I'm now trying to accept that yes, this will happen, and I'm already talking to my clients. And whenever I talk to them, I tell them that please be ready with this change in near future. So this change will start happening in October, right? And I'm talking about this update here is because we consultants have to work with our clients. We have to work with stakeholders. We have to work with end users. We have to work with project managers. So it will take a lot of time and effort for us to explain to them what is a space in Jira. space in Jira will be different from a space in Confluence. And I posted on LinkedIn and I, of course, expressed my unhappiness about this change. And a lot of people were then, so talking about the reactions, majority of people were, of course, not happy, like me. And of course, now I'm with them. I support them. There were a lot of people, they were saying this should have happened a long time ago without giving any specific reason. Some people said or commented on my post that projects were never really actual projects, which I, in a way, agree. Not everything is a project, because a project is something which, basically a project is a project where you have a very clear, well-defined goal. You have dates, you have resources, and then you work towards your goal, right? And then, and of course, whatever you do in between is a plan, like what you will be doing, what you will be needing, on what dates, by when, by who, what are the dependencies, right? So a typical project is not always like 100% aligned with the concept of projects in Jira. But my question to them is, what about all these years, like for more than 20 years, Jira was being used with nothing but a project. And I know not everything is a project, but in majority of cases, project is a project. And anyways, so this change is happening, and what I wanted to talk about today, and I will keep on talking about it. I think we should, although we don't really have control over this, I don't really think Atlassian will listen to me or people who are against this change. They will anyways do it, but we have to, because we all rely on Atlassian, so we have to accept it. And I'm also working with my clients to let them know that there is a change that will happen. And I don't know how to explain. So I know projects will be renamed to spaces, but I think it is much more than renaming. I don't know how to explain what a space in Jira is versus a space in Confluence. Maybe I will say, okay, a space in a space in Jira is for project management, a space in Confluence is to collaborate. Or maybe I think what will happen in future is, I think Jira and Confluence will become one unified tool. I think that is what will happen. This is my feeling. Okay, so the other thing is about teams. Now we all know about teams in Jira. I'll actually open Jira, and by the way, if you're listening to this session on my podcast, you can of course try it out. So team concept in Jira has been there for a while, and for a long time these teams were not really useful, because those teams were nothing but a group of users, and you were not really able to use those teams properly anywhere else, because it was not really like a group. Now we all know that these teams can be linked to a group, and I believe now there is a new update where the org admins can rename these teams. So I think the concept of teams is getting better and better, and there are so many things that are always confusing for everyone, including Jira admins. So we all know about teams, we all know about groups, we all know about roles, and we all know that in Confluence we will get roles now for managing permissions. So I think there should be like a very clear understanding or agreement on what all these things are and when to use what. I don't really talk about teams a lot, and I'm talking about when I work with my clients. I just tell them, okay, these are your groups, these are your roles, that is it. But when it comes to teams, I know teams can be used in your advanced roadmaps, or I should say plans, but I think teams is getting better. So in this update, I can see that there is a new feature where the org admin can rename a team. So I thought I'll probably let you know. There is also one more thing which I noticed, and that is basically this concept of team links. And team link, so when you create a team in Jira, you have the option to also add some links that will help your teams. For example, if you're working as a team on group of projects or group of so-called upcoming spaces, you can actually link everything here. So you can say here that, okay, this particular team is responsible for or working for or somehow related to this project or these spaces and so on. So this is fine, but what exactly is this link going to do? Is it going to assign these teams to these projects or these spaces? Will it affect the permissions? Will it just be a link? I think it is nothing but a link. But I think it is good to have some kind of a link for a team to see what all projects are related to this team, something like that, right? So I think it's a small thing, very, very small thing, could be useful in future, but now it is possible to have these team links, and it is there, so you can also give it a try. And I thought I'll probably let you know. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about a couple of other things. So upcoming event. Now, we normally keep an eye on events in Europe, Europe and India, and also some events in the US. So I noticed this event. So by the way, these updates are prepared not just by me, but my team as well. So my team told me that there is an event happening in Patna and in India, of course, if you're not familiar. So this event is about AI, and I guess there is a new launch of this Atlassian community in Patna. So I thought I'll probably talk about it. I think you should definitely sign up and go there, because it's a new communities, and of course now I want to promote. So if you are in that region, Patna region, consider going there. I think it is in person. Yes, this is definitely an in-person event. It is happening on July 19th. So not, I think next Sunday, I believe. Is it Sunday? Yeah, no, not Sunday, Saturday, next Saturday, upcoming Saturday. All right. The other thing that I want to talk about is blog of the week. So we recently wrote this blog about some mistakes that Jira admins or anyone who is using Jira can make, and they usually make these mistakes. Things like overcomplicating your workflow and ignoring your backlog grooming. Some people just treat their backlog as a dumping around, and they don't really do much about it. It is not really just a Jira thing. It is, of course, a general project management thing, but you can, of course, encourage your users to keep their backlog groomed. And of course, misusing custom fields and not setting up the permissions properly, using Jira as a document repository, relying too much on labels, not using automation at all, not training users, using too many issue types, ignoring your post-sprint reviews, which is again, when people talk about Jira, they assume that Jira is a tool for Scrum, which is true, but not true always. But when we talk about project management using Jira, usually those things are tied to each other. Because I'm not a Scrum Master, but I work with Scrum Masters, project managers every day. I don't really step into their territory. I don't tell them how to do their jobs, but because we are Jira admins, we are consultants, we are supposed to help users, whether it is purely Jira stuff or doing things with Jira. So you can read this blog, and hopefully you will enjoy and learn something. We also want to talk about this video that we posted recently on our channel, and this video is about ignoring this role of project manager. Now, one of the most important role, from my experience, if you want to make Jira or usage of Jira, deployment of Jira a success, is project managers, because they drive a lot of these things. You will be working with project managers, you will be fighting with project managers. I think these days, unfortunately, project managers are not the same. And I, of course, have complaints about it. Like when I was in my early days of career, when I started working, project managers were usually always those people who were developers, and they had years of experience, and then they became project managers. Nowadays, you can directly become a project manager without having domain knowledge, without having, I'm not really saying it is impossible. Yes, you can do project management without knowing actually about the technicalities of everything, but you can still own a solution, you can still own a delivery, you can still own a team, you can still use your brain. Those things are actually missing these days. But when I work with project managers, apart from this issue of their inexperience, their lack of ownership, I also notice that they have absolutely no idea how Jira works, which is fine. But I think when you have that technical background, then I think it helps you. If you have some experience working on technology, using technology, then Jira is not a difficult tool to work on. But I think from my experience, I can tell you that if you focus on your project managers a lot, make sure that they are aware of how Jira works, how to get things with Jira, then you will have a successful usage of Jira. End of the day, we are using Jira to solve problems, or I should say, no, we use Jira to enable our teams to solve problems. We want to use Jira to let people engage, collaborate, manage, plan their work, and keep an eye on what is happening, right? Jira will enable your teams to do wonderful things. But at the same time, Jira will not do the delivery for you. And I noticed that project managers, I mean, if I have to blame someone or if I have to blame a role, I think project managers are those people, they have the least knowledge of how Jira works. And if you focus on their training, because I think most of the times if we focus on their training, this problem can be solved. And you don't really have to do a lot of wonderful automations in Jira always. People expect Jira to do the project management for their teams, which is really not the right thing to do. Jira is not really a tool for project managers or project management. I mean, Jira is not a tool for project management. You can do project management using Jira. Jira will help you. Don't really expect setting up a Jira project and space and automations and it will do everything for you. That won't happen. And that is, of course, not really the right expectation. I hope you have been getting my feelings and you got the idea. And yeah, that is it. That is all I have for this week. In case you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to reach out to me. We also have a WhatsApp channel where we post some updates, and we also have this newsletter that you can subscribe. You will find all the links on this video's description. And if you have any questions for me, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn. Just search my name, Ravi Sagar, and send me a message. I would love to understand what you do with Jira. All right. And yeah, last thing is we are hiring. We are always hiring, by the way. I feel great that we are in that position, that we are able to hire people and generate employment. So reach out to me if you're looking for a job. We have right now two openings, in fact 3 openings. So we are looking for a Jira trainer. We are looking for a Jira admin / consultant, and we are also looking for a Node.js and React developer. So do reach out to me in case you are looking for a job. And that is it. That is all I have for today's session. I hope you enjoyed listening to and viewing this video and session, and you also learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.